Welcome to Mission Sonlight Edge from the Media Missionaries of Network 7 Media Center. Today, join us as we visit the Japan Union Conference and learn about the Youth Rush Japan Initiative under the leadership of Daniel Fukuda.
I'm a third-generation Japanese American, born and grew up in California 3 years ago. The union administration over here, Japan Union Administration, asked me if they can help start, if I can help start youth co-porter programs, literature programs, and youth ministry programs to implement here in Japan.
Today, Daniel leads the Youth Rush Japan program.
Youth Rush is a co-porter program in North America division, but we get young people during spring and summer and winter breaks, 2 to 3 weeks at a time, high school and university students. We stay in sleeping bags in churches 2 to 3 weeks. We have morning and evening devotions together. We pray together. We knock on doors together. And many of these young people, through knocking on doors, they get to personally get to know Jesus Christ. And there's a revival within their heart. And when they go back to school campuses, they start small groups, Bible studies, and the teachers are happy too.
Youth Rush also conducts online Bible studies, youth church, and further training.
You know, when young people start coming to church, yes, other young people will come, but actually other generations starts coming too, because people like young people. Something about the young people, there's energy, and then there's a lot of people start getting involved, and especially in Japan with aging population, I mean, we desperately need young people.
I did not grow up in a Seventh-day Adventist home. I grew up in another denomination. When I was younger as a student, I didn't have much personal experience with Jesus or with God, and I believe most young people don't have that personal experience with God.
Noka desired a personal spiritual experience.
When you become young professionals without having that personal experience, oftentimes you stray away from God. But if you have that personal experience, that personal testimony, you stay connected with God and you realize the importance of having that personal relationship with God on a day-to-day basis.
Taking summer breaks to work with Youth Rush had a big impact on Noka's life.
In 2016, I was working, but I decided to take some time off and do Youth Rush for a summer. That really affected me, and afterwards, Daniel asked if I wanted to be a part of the team and work for Youth Rush, and I decided to do that.
A major challenge to overcome in Japan is the materialistic and secular nature of the country.
So one of the major challenges, in one word, distraction. They're distracted to devote time with God. They're distracted to focus. They're just distracted and they go away from God.
Identifying as a Christian believer here tests the faith of those who claim Jesus.
In Japan, the Christians are a minority. In most high schools and colleges, there's hardly any Christians. So just the fact is coming out as, hey, I'm a Christian, is a very hard step for most Christian young people.
Being a Seventh-day Adventist Christian brings extra challenges.
Having other people accept the fact that we keep the Sabbath is a very difficult challenge as well. The third challenge is being a vegetarian. We don't really have that concept in Japanese culture.
We desperately really need to have a center, a church center, where we train young people so that wherever they go in Japan or in the world, they will have a day-to-day personal walk with God and will be connected with God and be actively serving God wherever they go.
We don't have the environment for young people to stay here over the weekend or something like that. But once we have that environment, we can have young people stay here for the weekend. We can eat together, fellowship together, and pray together. Through that experience, the spiritual growth of each young person will be benefited.
This church encourages young people not to just come to church, but to reach out to their fellow university students and friends. The biggest benefit or impact of the Youth Rush program is that young people get direct experience with God through door-to-door experiences and challenges. The written word becomes alive, and it becomes a reality and part of their life through the experience. We're able to have that solid identity as Seventh-day Adventists and have that solid faith that grows as a Christian.
One of the specific goals we have as the team here is we want to train at least 300 young small group leaders by the year 2020. We're talking about 300 young people to be trained, to be actively on fire for God, to have that passion, that burden for mission, and to be small group leaders wherever they are at. So that is the vision we have. And this Setagaya Youth Church will be a center, a training center, a headquarters to train all those young people all across Japan. That is our vision.
In 2020, Japan will host the 2020 Summer Olympics. Imagine a force of 300 trained young adults and the opportunities they will have to tell the story of Jesus to people from around the world.
I hear a lot of people overseas are praying for Japan, and we are so grateful. We started using social media for evangelism purposes and PR work, and we have a lot of people from overseas that respond to our social media outlets. It shows me that there's a lot of people in other countries who are supportive Adventists. It helps me realize that this is a church that impacts all over the world.
But through your offering, we hope to train young people that will impact the entire world church. So we pray that this offering that you give will help not just Japan, but churches all around the world to finish this great commission and to preach the three angels' message in the everlasting gospel to the ends of the earth.
Thank you so much for your 13th Sabbath School offering. Through your offering, the evangelism work in Japan will go forward in a much, much bigger way. We pray that we will go forth by faith and the work here in Japan will go forward.
The 13th Sabbath World Mission Offering unites us as a global church family. You've heard the challenges that our Japanese brothers and sisters face in their daily walk as Christians. Your gift on September 29th will help build a training center for young adults eager to share their faith and hope with others. Reporting from the Japan Union Conference, we are the media missionaries of Network 7 Media Center, and this is Mission Sonlight Edge.